No, if not, then let me know. What's going on? It's your boy Hype Fan Eagle representing the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. You already know, man. Shout out to my first time viewers. Shout out to my last time viewers. Shout out to the people that's viewing this video, whether religiously or in passing. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to that YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I go on live or do a video or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for getting us up to 5,000 subscribers. We highly appreciate that. I haven't been that consistent like that, but best believe I will start being consistent all over again, like how I was before. So that's my fault. I apologize, but I will start being consistent like how I used to be. I fell off a little bit, so that's on me. That's on me. You know what I mean? That's definitely on me. Lot that happened. I should have streamed after the first game, but I didn't. But it's a lot that happened in between that time. Like I said, the Philadelphia Eagles start off 1-0. The Philadelphia Eagles start off 1-0 with a victory win over the Dallas Cowboys. Um, that game was very, very, very good on both sides of the ball. And what I mean both sides of the ball is the Eagles and the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys played way better than what I expected. Our defense didn't play as well. And we already knew going into the season that was going to be one of the main things. Can our defense at least be somewhat the same as last year, last season? But it wasn't. Of course, everybody know there was a few changes in the cornerback room, and it was a few changes in the safety room as well. Along with linebacker too, with the absence of N'Kobe Dean. You know, oh, he wow. With the absence of N'Kobe Dean. So our defense, I, I believe we pitched the shutout after the half, but bro, we was getting they was throwing the ball all over us. And this is just a quick recap. Adoree Jackson sucked, man. I don't know what he was doing out there. I don't know what he was doing out there, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like CeeDee Lamb was getting anybody who lined up on the Adoree Jackson side was just getting whatever. They was just getting whatever, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? The defensive line got pressure, but they didn't fully get to Jalen Carter. I mean, they didn't fully get to like Dak Prescott. They got somewhat of some type of pressure. You know what I'm saying? They got some type of pressure, but they fully didn't get to Dak Prescott. Um, CeeDee Lamb had his way. Jalen Hurts did an outstanding job. Jalen Hurts was balling out. Jalen Hurts took what the defense gave him. Whenever he needed a dump pass, he bailed out to a dump pass. Whenever he passed to his security blanket and Dallas Goddard, that's what he did. And this my thing, right? A lot of people they crucified them the last couple of seasons for not throwing the ball to a security blanket, not taking a check down. A lot of people crucified them for that, especially the media. But now when he started taking check downs, y'all want to crucify him for that. Half the goddamn time, AJ Brown was blanketed. You know, it was a few times, maybe far few in between where AJ Brown was open, but half the time he was blanketed. He was blanketed. He could not get open. He could not get open. Devontae Smith, he was open a few times. It was mainly just Jalen Hurts just trying to, Jalen Hurts willing to Dylan down the field. You know what I mean? Willing to Dylan down the field. I believe he had no touchdown passes, but he got two rushing touchdowns, and Saquon Barkley got a rushing touchdown. You know, put a thumbs up if you can hear me. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but like that's that. That's that. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't really do much. The passing was not there totally. I'm so grateful that Dallas Goddard is healthy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's that. You know what I mean? That's that for real, for real. Jahan Dotson, we had a couple of Jahan Dotson showings. That's very good. Um, but overall, it's week one. Of course, things are going to be sloppy. Especially on the defensive side, things are going to be sloppy. It's opening. We opened the season. You know what I mean? Versus the Cowboys, we are 1-0. We are heading to Kansas City. The biggest news from that Cowboys game was Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott. and a lot of people were upset that Dak Prescott spit first. He spit towards his direction, which led Jalen Carter spitting back on him. But this my thing though. Like, you can't do stuff like that, especially when you on national TV and you're opening the season and all eyes are on you. You can't do that. You know what I mean? The good thing is that Jalen Carter is not getting suspended. Him getting tossed out immediately will serve as a suspension, and he would just get fined at least, I think, 50 to 75,000, something like that. A crazy fine. A crazy fine. You know what I mean? Going into the Kansas City game, they are they are bruised. A couple of their guys are not playing. Rashid Rice is with a, is he got a suspension. The other wide receiver, I can't figure out his name right now. You know what I mean? Can't figure out his name right now. But he ended up dislocating his shoulder last week in the game. So Patrick Mahomes is really down to a just Jason Kelsey. I mean Travis Kelsey and Marquise Brown. That's really it. I don't even know if they got Juju Smith-Schuster, but still, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. You know that's Magic Man right there. Uh, uh, Lucky for us, we had some roster changing moves. We acquired Mike Hilton. We acquired Mike Hilton to see if he could play that cornerback position because honestly, bro, Dory Jackson was getting cooked. Dory Jackson was getting cooked, bro. We acquired Mike Hilton, ex-Bengal. He's definitely on the back end of his career, but I believe that he's better than what we got right now, currently. You know what I mean? Um, we acquired him, and we also got Tank Bigsby from the Jaguars. Running back. Will Shipley is dealing with a couple of bruises. I think he got bruised ribs or something like that. Will miss a couple of weeks and everything. I know we got AJ Dillon, but Tank Bigsby is a very, very good addition to this team. Whether it's for special teams, him picking up, him getting rotational reps with AJ Dillon. That is also good. That is also good. I'm happy for that. Tank Bigsby had a big game week 1 when he was over there with the Jaguars. You know what I mean? I think we gave up a 5th round pick for Tank Bigsby, so that is also good, man. I'm definitely looking forward to Sunday to see how we do week 2. But it's a couple things in mind that I want to talk about as far as defensively. Defensively, we look hideous, man. We look crazy out there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just sometimes, man, the defense is like they was, and it wasn't even the whole defense. You know what I mean? Like I said, we had some pressure on Dak Prescott. Jordan Davis did outstanding. Jordan Davis did outstanding. I like what I saw from Jordan Davis. I like what I saw from Jordan Davis for sure. Zach Bond is Zach Bond. He actually saved a play from the Cowboys beating us. Miles Sanders was about to take one to the crib. He actually hawked Miles Sanders down, tried to peanut punch the ball out, but he ended up tackling him. If it wasn't for him, not gonna lie, Dallas probably would have beat us. Dallas could have beat us a couple of times, but CD Lamb dropped the ball. So thank God for the football gods to let the ball slip out of CD Lamb hands because he would have beat us multiple times. You already know. Shout out to my guy Cool Willie. You already know. CD Lamb would have beat us multiple times, bro, if it wasn't for him dropping the ball. You know what I mean? So, hey, listen, that's in the past. You know what I mean? That's in the past. We beat them. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So yeah, man, it's the cornerback room is atrocious right now. We need somebody that's really good, opposite side of Quinyon Mitchell. A lot of people were talking about dropping Cooper DeJean down to uh to cornerback. And I'm not mad at that. If you're going to drop Cooper DeJean down the cornerback, somebody got to play that nickel. And I don't know if you want to put Andrew McCuba at nickel and just keep Sidney Brown back there at safety. That might be smart. That might be smart. You know what I'm saying? That might be a smart way of doing things for now, just to figure out a defense. I remember in the beginning of last season, Vic Fangio was just moving people around, trying to figure out who belonged where. I believe he should do the same thing for the first couple of games this season until we figure out who need to go where. You know what I mean? That's just me. That's just me for real. Vic Fangio need to figure out who go where. So move around a couple of pieces, play with a couple of pieces to see who needs to go where. You know what I mean? Let's figure this out early, like we did last year. Let's figure this out early. You know, that'd be a very good thing. That'd be a very good thing. Definitely. AJ Brown end up getting what's going on, Hunter? AJ Brown end up getting one target, so of course, the naysayers are going to talk about that. AJ Brown only getting one target. But it was a lot of big wide receivers that ain't get target though. And they aren't being talked about like AJ Brown being talked about. And you could tell during AJ Brown press conference, you can tell when somebody is bothered. You could tell when somebody is bothered. Even though he said the right things, his facial expression said it all. His facial expression said otherwise. You know, his body language, all of that stuff said otherwise. What's going on, y'all? His body language, like I said otherwise, bro. It really said otherwise. So, um, we got to figure out a way to get him the ball early, get him involved early. You don't want to get him involved late, especially if that's your number one guy. You don't want to get him involved late if that's your number one. AJ Brown is a pivotal piece of this offense. You know what I'm saying? That's your number one guy. Let it flow. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, still, you don't want to force a ball if he's not open. If they playing bracket coverage, you don't want to force the ball to a guy. You know, you still want to take your check down. But Kevin Patullo got to figure out how to either scheme AJ Brown open or get AJ Brown open early. Let him touch the ball early. Let him figure it out early. And then let it flow from there. You know what I'm saying? Let it flow from there. You know? We gotta figure this thing out, man. We got to figure this thing out early. Gotta figure it out early, man. We gotta figure out what we're doing early. I'm glad that we popped off the season 1-0. You know what I'm saying? Now that we're heading into the Kansas City game, we gotta start ramping it up. We gotta start getting used to all of that shit. Salute, hype fan. What's going on, my boy Peter Walker? What's going on, man? They was playing double coverage, shell on him. They was. You know what I'm saying? 80% of the game they were playing shell, double coverage, bracket defense on him, bro. And he wasn't open. When they showed the film, he was not open. And on top of that, Jalen Hurts was trying to go there. He was trying to go there, but he was just covered. Uh, Jalen Hurts did a great job throwing the ball to the security blanket and actually running the ball when he needed to run the ball. AJ Brown did a man, not AJ Brown. Jalen Hurts did a great job. Great job. You know what I'm saying? That was a statement game for Jalen Hurts. Opening season, statement game. And now it's reported Jalen Hurts is 5-0 in opening games. You know, even though that stat really don't matter for real, but I'm just saying though, like 5-0 opening games. You know what I mean? So that it means something. It means something. I just hope that we could keep on this trend. You know what I mean? I hope that we could just stay together. You know what I mean? My biggest concern right now is the defense. My biggest concern is the defense. How you feel, Peter Walker? How you feel? You feel me, Cool Willie? My biggest concern is the defense. Colson, what's good? That's my biggest concern, man. You know what I mean? But like I said, bro, we'll figure it out. When the Kobe did come back, I think it's still his job to lose. You know what I'm saying? I believe that if the Kobe didn't come back, you might still want to keep Jahad Campbell on the field, but you might want to move him down. Like he's going to have to bump somebody out. He's going to have to either rotate with Dean, or he's going to have to rush the quarterback some other like somehow some way. Like, but you got to keep Jahad Campbell on the field somehow some way. You might have to bump somebody out and keep Jahad Campbell on the field. I'm not worried about the D, bro, because towards the fourth quarter, we started to pull it together. Yeah, we started to pull it together. And like I said, it's not the front and it's not the linebackers, bro. It's the secondary. Honestly, and it's not even all of the secondary, bro. It's It's whatchamacallit, what's my guy name? Tory Jackson, bro. We got to figure that out. And that's why I believe that we acquired Mike Hilton because we know Khalid Ringo isn't the answer. Jaquarium Bennett, I'm not gonna say he's not the answer, but we still gotta see. We still gotta put him on the field to see if he's the answer. But as far as I know, they wouldn't have made that move if he was the answer. So we gotta see about that CB2. We gotta see what's going on. We know Eli Ricks ain't the answer. You know what I'm saying? We know Eli Ricks ain't the answer. I'm worried about AJ Brown. Hey, hey, real quick. And please, can you keep your responses real short? Like, try to shorten them up because I'm driving. I can't read all that shit. Uh, I'm worried about AJ Brown being injured. Y'all letting him play to be a decoy. You know what? I thought about that too. Literally thought about that too. They let decoy because of the hamstring issue. I thought about that too. A lot of people ain't talking about that. A lot of people not mentioning that, but that is true. That is my bad. That is 100% true. And I got a wild take that I'm gonna say after this, bro. I got a wild take that I'm gonna say after this. The corner and safety, I know bother. I know. Wait, the corner and safety, I know bother, but I think we're going to be fine. Okay. I don't know, bro. I don't know. We got to see. Like I said, we got a couple games to figure all of this out. We got a couple games to figure all of that. Now you good, bro. You good. You good. You good. We got a couple games to figure all of this out, man. Um, but yeah, bro, I believe that AJ Brown is still dealing with some sort of injury. I believe that he was out there to be a decoy. You know what I'm saying? Um, because I'm like, yo, seeing AJ Brown get open with bracket coverage on him. I seen him get open multiple times when there was two or three defenders up there. Something gotta be up. Something gotta be up. You know what I'm saying? Something definitely gotta be up for sure. You know what I mean? Something definitely gotta be up. But this a wild take from me, right? Do get mad if we end up trading AJ Brown. And let's just say in a hypothetical scenario, right? We trade AJ Brown, right? I would not be personally, I would not be mad at that, right? I know a lot of people would be mad at that, but personally, I would not be mad at that because it seems like the AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts thing. I don't know if it kind of remind me of a Donovan McNabb and a Terrell Owens. To where as though it's like a silent with them two, it's like a silent beef. It's a silent issue. It's something going on there. You know what I mean? I don't even know if they still best friends. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep it a bean. Every time I see AJ Brown take photos with Smitty and all of them, I don't see Jalen Hurts in a photo with AJ Brown. Even in a, and I'm not trying to start nothing, but even in the ring ceremony, I didn't see no AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts photo. I seen AJ Brown with Smitty and Saquon and everybody else. I see Jalen Hurts with Saquon and Smitty and everybody else. But I don't see them two in the same photo together. You know what I'm saying? I think AJ Brown wedding. I don't even know if Jalen Hurts was at AJ Brown wedding. And I'm not trying to make anything up. I'm just talking about the parents. I'm talking about seeing them two together. I don't even know what's going on. I think it's a silent issue, bro. I think it's a silent issue on what's going on between those two. I'm not going cat. There's something going on. It's something going on, bro. And if we end up trading him, I won't be mad because of the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Because bro, like, yeah, I will be mad will be feeling put like this. I will feel it as far as us missing a part of the production. Where's that other production gonna come from? You know what I mean? But as far as the spirit of the locker room, as far as the underline, the undertone issue and the building between those two is something going on that we don't know about. And actually they started letting it leak year after year after year. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's a silent battle. It's not out loud how Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens is. It's a silent battle between Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. It's something there that we're missing. I'm telling you. If AJ Brown mind is not on winning, then he got to go. And bro, that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel, bro. If AJ Brown is not 100% on just the team, like, yo, fuck the stats. If you want to be technical, AJ Brown should be happy because his stats as a Philadelphia Eagle is way better than his stats as a Tennessee Titan. You know, the spotlight on him is way better as a Philadelphia Eagle than a spotlight on him as a Tennessee Titan. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's a team effort. Everybody, listen, you. This is my thing. He don't think Jalen Hurts want to throw for 300 yards 30 times or whatever. No, at the end of the day, bro, it's all about winning. Jalen Hurts repeat that time and time again. He don't care how they win. He just want to win. The bottom line is winning. And if AJ Brown can't get with the program, bro, then I'm sorry. If he end up getting traded, I would not be mad. Only thing I would say is, we need to find production on the other side of the field. We need to find something, somebody who can contribute. But that's why I believe that Howie Roseman is so good with acquiring wide receivers. You know what I mean? We got Mitchie. You feel what I'm saying? We still got Anaya Smith on the practice squad. We still got, I mean, Johnny Wilson out for the season. But I'm just saying, just speaking his name right now. We still got Johnny Wilson. We still got Jahan Dotson. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we still got wide receivers, not maybe on the AJ Brown level, but it still takes a collaborative effort as far as on the wide receiver spot. You feel what I'm saying? The biggest win for for us is Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's Jalen Carter playing Sunday. Yeah, it's true. The biggest win for us is Jalen Carter playing Sunday. You know what I mean? I believe that the pressure starts with him, which can free up everybody else on a D line, which can free up everybody else on a D line. You know, that's exactly where it starts. And I feel like he's going to go extra hard, being the fact that he let his team down on opening night. I feel like when we play Sunday, he's going to go extra, extra hard. I got to see what time we're playing Sunday because I also have a football game myself. You know, like I told y'all before, I'm a football coach, and our first game is Sunday. You know what I mean? So um, all of our games start at 1:30. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be pardon me, I'm gonna be watching both. I'm gonna be watching the football game and I'm gonna be watching and I'm gonna be coaching. You know what I mean? The good thing about that is that I'm a assistant coach. I'm a position coach. I'm not a head coach, so I don't have to be all in the game like that. You know what I mean? So we play at 4:25. Yes. All right, cool, 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 cool. Cool beans. I'm happy as hell about that. I'm happy as hell about that. And we got Darius Cooper. Yeah, you're right, Cool Willie. We got Darius Cooper. So we got a plethora of wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like if we end up getting off of AJ Brown and get some good compensational pieces and a couple of picks, I won't be mad, bro. I know it'll be a shocker to like the culture, but at the end of the day, nobody is above the program. Nobody is above the team. Not always been like that, bro. I've been an Eagles fan since 2000 and what, 2? You know what I'm saying? I've been an Eagles fan since 2002, right after the Towers. I was in the 5th grade, bro. I'm 34 right now. You feel what I'm saying? A year after the Towers dropped, I was in the 6th grade. I became an Eagles fan. We're playing 4 Eastern. Cool, cool. You know what I mean? So that's all, man. Stay tuned in for more news, man. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, let me give a little rundown of a couple of games that I saw and a couple of teams that look scary. I'm not gonna lie, Green Bay looks scary. Green Bay looks scary. You know what I mean? And we played them towards the mid of the season, Green Bay looked scary. Washington is Washington. They look the same as last year. I'm not gonna lie. They look the same as last year. They don't scare me, but they are a good team, and we gotta keep it. We gotta we gotta say what it is for real. Um, I still say Cooper is the secret weapon. He remind me of a poor man's AJ Brown. Yeah, just a smaller AJ Brown, but he definitely got the stature, you know what I mean, of an AJ Brown. You know what I mean? Definitely got the stature. So um you said poor man's AJ Brown. I just gotta see him in action though. Like against like the first teams. You know what I mean? Against the first team defense. I gotta see him get some reps. I gotta see what he about. You know what I'm saying? I definitely gotta see what he about. But yeah, Green Bay looked good. Who else looked good? Dallas is okay. Man, you know what I mean? I like the way Dak Prescott played. Dak Prescott played his ass off. I'm not even gonna hold you. He definitely played his ass off for sure, 100%. Um, who else? Who else? Who else looked good? Um, the coach is cool. You know what I mean? The coach is definitely cool. But I'm just trying to speak on players in our conference. Man, teams in our conference. The Rams look cool. The Rams look cool. But right now, honestly, the only scary team that I see right now is Green Bay, bro. It's their defense, bro. They got a collective of wide receivers over there that's really good. It's not like anybody's great, but their wide receiver core is really good. And I just farted too, by the way. Um, their defense, bro, is scary. Not gonna lie. Oh, you was in Germany when you became an Eagles fan? Okay, yo, okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I was in the sixth grade, right after the Twin Towers fell. A year after the Twin Towers fell, I became an Eagles fan. And I'm not gonna hold y'all. When I was young, I was a Giants fan. But this when I was young. This when I was like 5, 6, bro. And then I became a Patriots fan after that for 1 year. So I was a Giants fan for like 6 years. I became a Patriots fan for 1 year when they had I believe they had Corey Dillon, they had Ty Law. You know what I'm saying? Like they had Drew Bledsoe. This was before the Tom Brady era. For 1 year because of just Corey Dillon. You know what I mean? But then after that, you feel what I'm saying? It was full fledged Eagles fan. But those times when I was fans of other teams, I liked football, but I didn't know about football. You know what I mean? Then once I saw Donovan McNabb pop off my screen, I was full fledged all in Eagles fan. Full fledged. Full fledged. I think the Cowboys secondary is better than the Commanders secondary. The Cowboys secondary, yo, the Cowboys surprised me, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The way that they played, the way that that defense played, the way that Dak Prescott handled the ball, like I said, the only reason why we won was a fumble by Miles Sanders and 4 drop passes by CD Lamb. If it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for them shooting themselves in the foot, they would have beat us, bro. We would have been 0-1 right now. I thought we was gonna come out and dominate because the Cowboys looked silly all training camp. They look crazy and they look silly all training camp. I thought we was gonna dominate, but that was not the case at all. At all, bro. At all. You know what I mean? The Dallas secondary is way better than the command secondary if you want to keep it a being. You are definitely right. You are definitely 100% right. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, listen, like I told y'all before, I will be more consistent. You know what I mean? I promise y'all, there will not be no drop off. I dropped off because I was on vacation, 3-week vacation. Then I took a couple more days off, but I'm back on it. You know what I mean? The season has opened up. I should have been doing videos then, but I will be doing videos from my car and from my crib. You know what I mean? So I will be doing both, man. So y'all stay tuned, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Shout out to my guy, Cool Willie. Shout out to my guy, Peter Walker. You already know, man. Gang.